Hey there everyone, Nifim here with Heavy Turret, and I'm here today to bring you a 9.3 review on the Tier 8 light tanks that are coming out. We have a very interesting selection of light tanks, so I figured you guys deserve to see them. This video is being uploaded on both the Heavy Turret channel and my own personal channel. I have linked them both at the bottom right of your screen. You can click on either one of those icons to bring you to either channel. So before I start out, I would really like to thank Draconis Rex and Arizona Archer for helping me out in these videos. They both sent me replays and also platooned up with me while I was trying to get the footage. It was really difficult to get the footage for this because during the patch, you get only tier 10, so it's very difficult to play a tier 8 light tank and you're, dead in 2 shots because everyone wants to play the 183s or the Jagdpanzer E100s. So, yeah, it was kind of difficult. It took us a long time to get some decent recordings, and even then, the recordings weren't the best. So, I'm sorry about the quality of the matches that we played, but anyway, they should give you the basic hint of how the tank plays. So here we have training room. I have Draconis Rex with me and Arizona Archer, and we're determining the differences between the tanks. Starting up with the mobility test, we want to see which one was fastest in accelerating and top speed in a straight line. So here you guys can see for yourself how they compare. So the mobility of these light tanks is actually somewhat deceiving. As you can see on flat ground, the T-49 pulls ahead of the others. However, each one handles terrain differently. Like that. The T-49 light tank has this, I don't know if it's a bug or what it is, but it takes terrain differently than the others. You'll see it comes up here again. When it hits this wooden panel, it flips out. The other tanks don't do that. What I've noticed occurring in the public matches when I play these tanks is that the Spa-Panzer German tank, the Tier 8, seems to get around the map faster than the other two. This is probably due to its better terrain resistance. T-49 light tank has a bigger problem maintaining its top speed, while the Spa-Panzer maintains it well. Also, the Spa-Panzer has an amazing descent rate. When you go down hills, it really picks up speed. While the T-49 light tank may have the top speed out of all three of them, it rarely ever reaches it in regular pub matches, just because of the difficulty it has going over terrain. As you can see, the body is a bit shorter and it rocks more when it goes over difficult terrain. So our next test was the body turning test. We want to see which one would be able to turn the body the fastest. As you'll notice here, along with many Russian tanks, the T-54 lightweight is unable to pivot turn. This is a big deal for some scout drivers who know why this can be a problem. Usually when you're trying to get into a bush, you may have difficulty, you may need to back up and move forward to get into it without the pivot turning. While with the other two tanks, you do get neutral turning, which is one track moves forward and the other track moves back, which can be an advantage in some circumstances. T-54 lightweight can only turn around by one track stopped and the other track moving. The next test that we did was the reversing test. The T-49 lightweight and the Spa-Panzer reversed at pretty much the same speed, but the T-54 lightweight fell behind after some distance. Now you may ask, why would I want the T-54 lightweight? It's a light tank, doesn't have any armor, it doesn't move as fast as the others, it doesn't have a giant derp cannon. Well, it's because, while it doesn't have much armor, it has enough that it doesn't get overmatched. Overmatching is a game mechanic in when a shell 3 times larger than the thickness of the armor will automatically penetrate. It essentially tears through the metal of the tank, as seen in the picture above, while a normal penetration looks like a bullet hole, where it'll just go through the armor. The thickness of the armor on the T-54 lightweight makes it so that it can automatically ricochet a shell if it hits the armor at an extreme angle, which I don't think any other light tank has the ability to do. Many T-54 drivers will be very comfortable in this tank because you can still play it and hold down low locations where you can use your turret to bounce off shells. While it won't bounce shells as reliably as the T-54, you still have a much higher chance to ricochet a shell than any other light tank. Next test we did was gun elevation. We all aimed at the top of the building and moved forward until we could no longer see the top of the, or no longer aim at the top of the building. The T-49 and the Spa Panzer came quite about equal, while of course the Russian T-54 lightweight came in last and was not able to raise the gun as high as the others. For the last tank comparison test, we aimed at the bottom of the building, the corner where the ground touches the wall, to see who had the best gun depression. And unsurprisingly again, the T-49 light tank had the best gun depression. The Spa Panzer, like a true German, similar to the Leopard, came quite far behind. And of course the T-54 and its Russian gun depression came in last.
That was close.
So as any 152mm derp cannon shooting HE, it has some degree of splash. So we tested the T-49's splash radius. It was surprisingly how big we were able to get it. On this next shot, it was about the maximum area that we could get the blast.
That was close.
So after all that tank testing, I bet you're dying now to see some action. So, here we go. We have Arizona Archer playing the T-54 lightweight. Thank you again for platooning up with me tonight and trying to get some good, decent recordings. Arizona Archer is going to play the Hill, which is an amazing spot for this tank because it has that strong turret armor and low profile. It can get away with using the little ditch up on the side of the hill near the red line. So he's going to show us the abilities that this tank has with its good fire rate, good damaging gun, low profile, and strong armor. So here he goes. He's reached the ditch, which is an extremely strong spot for this tank. He can move up and spot the hill, just poking his turret over so he can bounce any incoming shots if he gets lit. And he can fall back into that ditch, protecting him from pretty much all fire. The only thing he has to worry about back there is the artillery. He's going to make use of the spot here, shooting whatever he can on the right, and also protecting the hill, keeping these guys off. So, as I mentioned, this is the beta server, and the players on it are just about the worst scum you could ever find. That AMX-50B just shot his own teammate there for no reason. The majority of the people that play on the beta server probably aren't even above tier 5. They come in here and play the tier 10s to see what they're like, and when they get bored, they just start killing teammates. This AMX-50B is no exception.
Penetration. Enemy armor is hit.
So you can see there Arizona Archer just got hit in the turret and managed to bounce the round. I think it hit his gun mantlet. Also, you can see him unleashing a hail of bullets on those enemy tanks. The fire rate on this tank is really amazing. So its damage per minute is quite good. So you can see there Arizona just managed to bounce a shot from an AMX-50B. An AMX-50B is quite a high penetration tank, and it was unable to overmatch the turret armor because it's so thick. On most light tanks, AMX-50B would automatically pen no matter where it hit, no matter how extreme the angle, but not on the T-54 light tank.
Penetration. Enemy is hit. Enemy armor is hit. Penetration. Enemy armor is destroyed. Enemy armor is hit.